Well, good morning, everyone, team. Let's start the session for today. Meanwhile, others can join. Sorry for the delay, team, because as many of you know, there is other path which we scheduled, and we have a Q&A session that got extended for a couple of minutes. Sorry for the delay. So let's start the session, team. I think people messaging me due to some new link. 1 second. Okay. So let's start the session for today. Meanwhile, others can join parallelly team. Okay. So in the yesterday's session, we were talking about the concept of trees in the system team. As part of that, I explained you what are trees and why we have the concept of trees in the system and for how many business objects we have the concept of trees in the system. Like I told you, we have organization tree, we have department tree, we have position trees, and we have geographic trees. And where we will be using this concept of trees in the system, that also I explained you, team. Correct. And we configured the trees as well in the system in the yesterday's session. And post completing the trees concept, team, we talked about the concept of person name styles in the system, right? Where that person name styles concept will be coming when we hiring the employee on the very first page, on the identification page. Country to country, we can change that structure, I told you. That also we have seen. And two more concepts we are left out, team. They are person types and assignment status. Let us try to complete them and we will enter into the transactions part, team. So by today, we are going to complete the core HR module implementation. And once we configure this module and once we hand over to the client, what are the transactions that they will be performing, the end user part. We will start with our end user transactions team. Okay, so what are these two concepts, person types and assignment status, team? Let me talk about person types first of all. Why we have the concept of person types, team? Huh? What are person types and how many types of person types we have in the system? See, basically, when it comes to person types, team, we have two types of person types available, team. One is system person type. One is system person type and the other one is user person type. One is system person type and the other one is user person types in the system. What are system person types, Kumar? For example, team, whenever you hiring an employee, if you come to hiring screen, let's say my client groups, and if I go to new person, okay. If I go to new person, and if I'm trying to hire an employee, we all know, right? When we're talking about employment model, I explained you. In Fusion system, we have four types of work relationships: employee, contingent worker, pending worker, non-worker. See, if I'm trying to hire an employee in the system team, on the very first page here only, hire an employee, worker type. What is this? What type of worker he is? Employee. Or let's say, I will try to hire a contingent worker in the system. See, when I'm hiring the contingent worker, worker type, contingent worker, right? Or let's say, if I'm trying to hire a non-worker, see, what type of non-worker he is? Benefit non-worker, non-worker paid, non-worker unpaid, not managed by the HR non-worker, pensioner, retiree, volunteer. See team, these are called as system person types like employee, contingent worker, then non-worker. Okay, within non-worker we have many sub options, then volunteer, then retiree, so on team. We have many things. For what purpose we have the concept of person types team? See, person types means in order to understand what type of person he is in the organization, to maintain that differentiation team, to maintain the categories within the employees, what type of person he is in the organization. We have the concept of person type. Today, on March 14th, I'm hiring one of the employee team. That person is of non-worker in the organization. Within non-worker, he is a volunteer type of person, or whether he is a retiree person, or whether he is a non-worker paid person, or non-worker unpaid person. So in order to identify what type of person he is in the organization, we have the concept of person type. So all system person types are Oracle delivered team. You take employee, contingent worker, non-worker, pending worker, volunteer, retiree. All system person types are Oracle delivered. We cannot configure any system person type. We can just use them in the system what Oracle delivering. But for every system person type, you can maintain the user person type. One example I will tell you, team. My client is telling, Kumar, in my organization, whoever the people working as employees, whoever having employee relationship, the permanent employees I'm hiring, within them, I want to maintain the categories. Like some employees are apprentice, some are intern employees, some are freshers, some are experienced, some are rehired employees, some are retired employees, some are expat employees coming from other country. So whenever I'm hiring the employees in the system, I want to choose what type of person he is, because I want to maintain that information in the system, because that information I might be using in my absence module for giving the leaves, or in my payroll module or compensation module, I might be using that. If employee is of apprentice, he is not eligible for this leave. If an employee is of a rehired employee, then this salary component is not eligible to this employee. Like that, I might use that in different modules. But in the core HR module, whenever I'm hiring my employees, I want to maintain that information. What type of employees team? So if you require to maintain any categories within the employees, your client is telling, Kumar, I have different categories in my organization. Which employee is part of which category I want to capture in the system? Then team, we have the concept Oracle given called person types. All system person types are Oracle delivered. So whenever you performing that respective task team, you can find the system person type directly here. This is employee team, system person type is. See, when I come to hire an employee, here I can see the worker type coming as, what happened suddenly? Okay. When I'm hiring an employee, it came right worker type. This is system person type team. Where the user person types will be coming, when you go to this third tab, employment information tab. So basically, whenever we hiring the employee in the Fusion system team, okay, first two tabs are employee personal information. identification details where we capture employee personal name, NID, then person information tab, address, phone, email, religion, all these details. In the third tab, employment information tab, where we will capture the assignment details team. See, quickly I will try to hire an employee in, I think the instance suddenly went down. Let me try to check out team. Okay. As of now, we'll use this instance because I don't know, somehow the instance is down suddenly. We'll take up dev5 team. So let's say, let me go to my client groups. Then I'm, oh shit. 1 second team. I don't have all the roles in this instance because there is some slowness that I can experience in ESEC. Let me remove it. We'll use it dev5 for our today's class. Just give me a second. I will try to reset the password of one of the HR login. Okay, let me sign out. Now let me log in with my HR login team and I mean the implementation login, I mean to say. Okay, let's say I'm going to hire an employee screen from my client group, new person, and hire an employee. Now see team, whenever we hiring team, it might be whatever the type, employee, conti, pending, non-worker. Here you will be seeing the system person type team on the main identification page itself. That is the worker type employee. Okay, you are hiring him as an employee. But within that, if I want to maintain the categories team, so let me pick up any existing legal entity in the system, legal employer, and let us try to proceed team. So let's say I'm hiring one employee by name, Tech. Some mandatory fields I'm giving team as of now. Okay. Go to the third tab, employment information tab. At the assignment level, you will be asked to provide something called a person type. See, go to next, then next. Okay. When you come to this tab, employment information tab team, here, if you scroll down at the assignment level, where we capture the employee assignment details, see, there is something called a person type. This is system person type. You are hiring Mr. Kumar in this legal employer as an employee. But again, within that, if I want to maintain the categories in my employees only, I want to maintain subs. He's a full-time permanent employee. But again, within that, I want to maintain some categories team. Then I can able to configure the person types. Like my client is telling Kumar, for every employee, system person type, I want the options like this, like apprentice, okay, then intern employee or internship employee, then full-time, part-time, okay, part-time, then rehired employee, then expat employee, like these user person types I'm expecting for employee. Means whenever a HR hiring the employee, when they come to the assignment level, these options should show there, so that I can able to capture whoever the employee I am hiring, whether he is an apprentice employee, intern employee converted to full-time, or he is a full-time, part-time, rehired, expat employee, that details team to maintain what type of person he is in the organization. We have person types in the system. How we can configure person types team? Go to the system, and search with a task called team person types. Okay, go to setup and maintenance, and search with a task called team manage person types. Go to the system, then come to setup and maintenance, workforce deployment, and search with a task called manage person types. Okay, go to manage person types. Then you will land upon this configuration page of person types team. So the first section that you will be seeing here will be system person types team. See, I came to person type. Here, all system person types that what Oracle delivered, I can able to see team. See, contact, contingent worker, employee, then intern, non-worker paid, non-worker unpaid, not managed by HR, pending worker, pensioner, retiree, sponsor. See, these volunteer, these all are coming up in our employee screen, contingent worker, pending worker, non-worker. When we hiring, that all coming up team. Not only here team, when we hiring the employee in the second tab, we will capture the contact details. There also team, these person types will come there. So currently concentrate here. Now I want to configure certain user person types for my system person type employee team, right? That is my requirement. My client is telling Kumar, whenever I'm hiring the employee, I want to capture these details. So all system person types Oracle deliver. What we have to do? We have to go to the system person type and we have to define user person types for that system person type team. So come to person type task. Choose the system person type. What is that? Employee. Where is it? Employee. Now for my employee, these are user person types team. See, this is system person type, employee. For that employee system person type, what are the user person types associated in this system? Only one thing by name here also employee is there. That is what showing to me. See, when I am hiring an employee, the worker type of employee, scroll down. Here I can see by default only one option. Because in this demo instance, user person type also of employee available team in the back end. See, if you don't want that, you can delete that team, or if you want to add more. So select the system person type. Now define user person types for that one team. Click on add. Then what you want team? Apprentice. Select it. Okay. Active, keep it. And default, if you select a team, currently when I came to this screen, by default in that field, employee coming. If you want your one, then you can make it default team. Automatically that employee one will unchecked here. See, it will be unchecked. 1 second. Sorry, I have to manually do. Actually, it should be unchecked, but somehow. Okay, fine. You can uncheck that and you can able to select your one as a default. Any one only you can make it as default and create remaining all person types team, whatever you want. See, internship employee. Okay, checkbox. Then full-time. Okay, full-time. Then part-time. All user person types I am defining team for my employee system person type. Rehired employee. Okay, then expat employee. These are the categories or user person types that I am defining. See, apprentice, I made it default also. Remaining all I have defined under my employee team. Now let me click on submit. submit. Okay. Now they will be created in the system. Screen is loading. Now go to the same transaction team, perform from beginning and check it out now. So now as a HR, I'm hiring one of the employee in the system. Okay. In one of the legal entity. Let's say that person is Mr. Kumar. Mr. Kumar. Okay. So if I go to next, and now see team, if I go to the person type here, by default, what coming now? Apprentice. And if I click on this, see employee, expat employee, full-time, part-time, internship, rehire. So while HR hiring an employee team, yes, you are hiring him as a full-time permanent employee in the organization. This is system person type. But for this, whatever the user person types you map it, at the assignment level, you can maintain. Yes, he is an employee, but he is an apprentice employee. Or either he is an internship employee, or he is an expat employee, or he is a rehired employee. That I can maintain team. So in order to maintain what type of employee, he is an employee, okay, but what type, any categories that you want to maintain within the employees team, you can able to create user person types and you can capture. Similarly for employee, how I define team, for contingent, non-worker, for other things also you can go and you can add the user person type. So whenever you performing that respective tasks, in the third tab, in the user person type level, that person types will show team. So this is about the concept of person types in the system. This is about the concept of person types in the system. Next team, assignment status. What do you mean by assignment status team? Whenever we hiring the employees in the system, in the third tab, same tab, employment information tab, basically we will capture that new employees, assignment details, contract information, work relationship information, everything team. So at the assignment level, we will be having something called assignment status team. What is the status of the employee in the organization, in that legal employer, in that particular assignment? You can able to maintain here team. See, by default, active payroll. And we have some other options also there. Active payroll eligible, active no payroll, suspended no payroll. So let us talk about that detailedly team. So when it comes to assignment statuses team, when it comes to assignment statuses team, okay, assignment status will hold two sets of information in it. Very important concept team. Depending upon that only, the payroll processing will be relied in the Fusion application. In the assignment status, two sets of information about the employee we will maintain. What are they? On the left hand side, core HR module status of the employee. On the right hand side, payroll status of the employee. So team, in the assignment status, these two sets of information about the employee we will be maintaining in the system. By default, when you are working in the real-time projects, once you got the access to the client's application team, by default, okay, what are the assignment statuses Oracle delivered? You know, these are the combinations team. Active, payroll, eligible. I will list out what are the standard Oracle delivered statuses. Active, payroll eligible, active, no payroll, then inactive, payroll eligible, inactive, no payroll, suspended, payroll eligible, suspended, no payroll. So these are the 6 combinations that Oracle by default delivers in the system team. What are they? What are they? Active payroll eligible, active no payroll, then suspended payroll eligible and suspended no payroll. So in the system by default, 2 more also will be their team, inactive one, but that will not show directly. Once employee terminated in the system, they will show team. So while you hiring the employee in the system, take it as granted. In the real time also, when HR hiring the employee in the system, by default, the assignment status will come as active payroll eligible. Whenever we hiring the employee, take this as granted. By default, active payroll eligible will come. Means what team? He is active in the system. He is eligible for payroll process. From when onwards? From his assignment start date. That is from today I'm hiring, March 14th. So Mr. Kumar, in this legal employer, in this assignment, he is active from this date onwards team, and he is also eligible for payroll processing. So these 2 sets of information about the employee we will maintain at the assignment status. He is active in the core HR side and he is eligible for payroll. Sometimes you will be seeing the status, or sometime you can able to manually change there as a HR active no payroll. What is that means, team? We know, right? In the Fusion system, we have the concept called a multiple assignments team. In the employment model, I told you, let's suppose one of the employee working for 2 assignments team in the same company, but client is telling you, Kumar, in this case, only for one assignment only employee should get paid. I don't want to pay the salary twice to him. Okay. Only for one assignment only he should get processed team. Then for the second assignment, you can come and you can change the status to active no payroll. For the second assignment, when you adding to the employee team, in the assignment status, you keep it as active no payroll. Means he is active in the system. He is doing that assignment, but he will not be processed in the payroll. So during that time, this can be used team. Then inactive payroll eligible. Whenever employee submitted the resignation in the system, or if HR submitting termination, both are one and the same. Means employee leaving the company, he put down the papers and he submitted the resignation in the system. Whenever in the Fusion application, employee submitted the resignation, automatically with effective to his resignation date, his assignment status will be changed to inactive payroll eligible. While hiring, this is the default one. While resigning or terminating of the employee, by default, the assignment status will change to inactive payroll eligible. Kumar, why payroll eligible? He is resigning, no? Yes. Let's suppose team, today is the employee resignation date, 14th March. But I have, basically he's on a monthly payroll, let's assume. I have to pay the employee payroll at the month end. I won't usually run the payroll on the same day. I have to run his payroll in the month end. Means in the month of March, he worked for first 14 days. I have to pay to that, right? Means in the March month, he should get processed in the payroll, right? That is why team. When an employee submitted the resignation or termination team, automatically the assignment status will change from active payroll to inactive payroll. Going forward from next month, if full and final settlement you want to run in the next month, you can keep like this only, inactive payroll. After F&F is completed team, HR can come and HR can able to update the status to inactive no payroll. Inactive no payroll means he even not processed in any payrolls going forward. If at all, Kumar, is it automated that automatically after F&F the status will update? No, that is not available. Either through HDL or through loopback processes. If you want, you can automate. That's a different story team. But after the termination month, HR will go and change the status to inactive no payroll. So he is inactive and even he won't be triggered in the payroll run also team. That is what inactive statuses. Then team, you can even use these statuses also in a situational requirement. What is that? Due to some issue team, organization decided to suspend the employee for 15 days from the office, but still he is eligible for payroll. Then you can go and change the status to suspended payroll eligible. He is suspended, but still he will get processed in that payroll for that period. Suspended, and you also want to hold the salary. You don't want to process. Then go to the assignment, update with the respective dates from when to when. Change the status to suspended no payroll team. So he got suspended, and even salary also will not process to him during that period. So these are the different assignment statuses we have in the system. By default, Oracle delivers team. Usually, maximum clients will go with these combinations only. But if any customer asking, Kumar, can you give in my own custom naming convention? See, if you are creating the assignment statuses in the system also, custom assignment status, they should be in either of these combinations only. There is no other combination we have. Either of the six only we have to create. But your client is telling, Kumar, I want to go with my custom naming convention. Like active payroll eligible is there. Let me give like this: Tata Live, then Tata salary process. Give me one assignment status like this. So when my HR is hiring an employee, this should be triggered to the employee. This is ultimately the another version of active payroll eligible only team. But let's say your client asking, I don't want to use Oracle delivered one. Give me some custom naming conventions for my business. Then you can create even custom assignment status also. But again, they will be also in either of these six only. Let us see team, you will understand. In order to configure the assignment statuses team, you can come to setup and maintenance, workforce deployment, and search with assignment statuses. We have a task available team. Manage assignment status. Go to this task. Okay. Manage assignment status. You can click on this. Just a second, team. Okay, you can come to assignment status team, and here all the assignment statuses you can able to see. See all the six combinations team: active, no payroll, active, payroll eligible, inactive, no payroll, inactive, payroll, just whatever I told you, right? Before seeing this only I told you. These are the six combinations that by default available in the system. 99% clients will use as it is team. But if you want to go with your own custom naming convention for any client, then come to assignment status team. Okay. And then go to add, and here you can create team assignment status. What is that? Custom one, Tata Live and Tata salary process. I'm creating with this naming convention team. So code you can go with same as it is, and then team HR status and pay status. I told, right? Assignment status will be holding these two information. On the left hand side it will hold HR. On the right hand side it will hold payroll status. See, HR status and payroll status. What is this team? Tata Live means what? Obviously active, nothing but. HR status, see, active, inactive, suspended. Inactive but still processed by payroll means you can select this. See, same combinations. Active, inactive, suspended. So choose. Tata Live means active. Then pay status. salary process. We have see process, do not process. In payroll team, we have the concept called elements that which we are going to discuss in the coming classes. Within that elements team, earning elements, reduction elements, recurring elements, non-recurring elements like that. So do you want to process only non-recurring elements to the employee? Then select this one. Only earning elements you want, then this one. Or these two, process, do not process. So I'm selecting process. So this is what team, the other name of active payroll eligible only. So HR status active, pay status process you have to give. Then team, any country specific validation that you want to maintain. It means what my client is telling, Kumar, whenever I'm hiring an employee in Indian based company, then only that status should show. If I'm hiring in US based, that status should not show. So any country specific validation in the system, if you want to maintain, then team, you can select your countries also here. Select it, countries. See, only in that country it will show, not in any other countries. If not, keep it open. For every country, it will be open. Then start date, by default, today's date it will come. We have to change to 1/1/1951. End date is not mandatory team. Then defaulting, what is this? See, whenever I'm performing hire an employee team, at the assignment level, this assignment status by default came with active payroll. So my client is telling, Kumar, you hard code my status. Going forward, whenever my HR hiring, this status should come to every employee by default. Then defaulting, keep it yes. Automatically, the active payroll eligible, whatever there in the system, that will become non-defaulting because you are making this as default. And here I told you, though you configure the custom assignment status, it will be in either of the combinations. This is same active payroll eligible only, right? So when you creating the assignment status team, the custom assignment status, original status you have to map. The 6 combinations, what that? Tata Live and salary process is other way of active payroll eligible only. The original status that what Oracle given, we have to map team when we creating the custom status. Then click on submit. The assignment status will be completed. Now team, same task, let us perform. Let us cancel it and redo the thing. I'm going to hire an employee, then legal employer. Okay. Then I'm giving the basic details. Right. Okay, something I'm giving. Now see team, when I go to the third tab, employment information tab, find out the assignment status field. Now I came to employment info tab, scroll down at the assignment level, see assignment status, what it came by default, Tata Live, Tata salary. Why? When we creating that assignment status, we made it default. Default means that one. But if HR want to change, they can able to change whatever they want. See, this is again same active payroll only, but the custom status I defined, no, Tata Live and Tata salary, that is coming. So if any client asking to configure custom assignment statuses, you can able to define and you can able to use that in the system team. So this is about assignment status in the system. Okay. By this team, we concluded our configurations in the core HR module. To have a quick recap, what we have configured in core HR, all our clients' organizations and work structures data team. What are our clients' organizations and what are the work structures team? And some additional concepts like DFF, actions, lookups, or person types, trees, these things we discussed at team. So now we will be hiring the employees in all these data team. In core HR module, employee management will be done. Once you configure all the organizations, all the work structures data in the system, and once we hand over the application to the client end users team, We are implementation users. We implemented team. Now we are handovering to the client Tata. So end users means whom? People who will be using the system in their day-to-day HR activities. So now Tata Group, the HR team in that, they are going to use this Oracle system for their day-to-day HR activities team. So what they will be doing in the core HR module? They will be hiring the employees in all these data and the maintenance of the employee. Not only hiring, their transfers, promotions, demotions, terminations, resignations, hire to retire. Everything will be maintained in the HR module team. So as part of implementation in core HR, all our clients, organizations, and the workforce structures we have to configure in the system. Now, when it comes to the end user transactions team, any module you take, it might be core HR, it might be absence, payroll, talent, compensation, ORC, any module you take team. When it comes to end user transactions team, okay, when it comes to end user transactions team, we have to see the system from three perspectives. What is that, team? When it comes to end user transactions, we have to see the system from three perspectives. What are they, team? First of all, as an employee in the system, what all transactions that an employee can perform? Let's say today I'm hiring one of the employee in the system team. So every employee in the system will get the access to their user account and password. So when the user login, the employee, what he can able to perform in the system as an employee team, that is nothing but we call it as employee self-service. We call it as employee self-service. Means what, team? As a employee in the system, what all transactions that he can perform to his own record, okay. Okay, as an employee in the system, what all transactions that he can perform to his own record, we have to see from employee self-service team. We will call it as ESS or employee self-service team. Next, if a person who is working in a managerial cadre, so every manager team will be doing certain transactions with respective to his subordinates. So as a manager in the system, what all transactions that a manager can perform, okay, that we will call it as team manager self-service, MSS. Okay, we call it as manager self-service, that is MSS. So we have to see the end user transactions as an employee, what he can do to his own record. As a manager in the system, what all the transactions that manager can perform to his or her subordinates. Next, team, as a HR admin. Okay, as a HR admin, what all transactions that a HR can perform in the system, that we will call it as HR admin self-service. We call it as HR admin self-service. So team, these are the things that we have to talk from the transactions point of view, team. Three self-services we have to cover. As an employee, what an employee can do in the system to his own records. As a manager cadre person, what all transactions that a manager can perform to his subordinates. Then as a HR admin in the system, what are the HR self-service transactions that HR can perform. So any module you take, end user transactions we have to be seeing from all these three perspectives: as an employee, as a HR, as a manager. Employee self-service, manager self-service, and HR admin self-service. So team, in the Fusion application, employee self-service is nothing but the functional area called me. Me. See, when you log in into the system team, you can able to see a functional area coming here called me. See, this me functional area in the Fusion system, we will call it as employee self-service. So as an employee, once he log in into the system, if an employee go to me, he can able to perform all his personal transactions team, directory, connections, his timesheets, his absences applying, his payroll, his career and performance goals, his personal information if you want to check, his courses, anything assigned to him, everything. An employee can able to check all his personal tasks under me in the system. So this me work area or the functional area, we will call it as employee self-service in the Fusion system. Then coming to manager team. Okay. Once you log in team, if you are a managerial cadre person team, along with the me, you can able to see something called a my team. See, there is something called my team. So in Fusion system, this my team functional area, we will call it as manager self-service in the system team, my team. So if he is a manager, he want to do certain transactions to his subordinates team, then he will come to my team. Then again under my team, couple of things will be there. As per the role, it will come. He can able to check out his subordinates and he can able to perform transactions what he want to do team. Then the most important and the major transactionals that we have in core HR module, that is HR admin self-service. So in the Fusion application team, HR admin self-service is nothing but this my client groups. From day one, many times we came to this functional area. My client groups. What is that? My client groups in the Fusion application, we will call it as HR admin self-service. This my client group. So everything HR can do from here. If you want to hire an employees, he can perform hire an employees. You want to do any transactions to the employees, person management, and they can do all the things: compensation, goals, absences, performance, profiles, talent reviews, payroll, all the activities team. Whatever that HR want to do to any employee in the system, that HR will be doing from my client group. So these three functional areas team are the three self-services in the system. So Kumar, what roles are required to access this functional area? By default, whenever you're hiring an employee, as we all know, basic employee role will assign to the user that I told you already in our day 3 and day 4 classes. Abstract roles, we have employee, contingent worker, and line manager. So we have a role called employee. Employee. If you go to security console roles, you can find this role team. It's a basic role team. So whenever you are hiring the employee, as we all know in the Fusion application, whenever we hiring the employee, system will create the user account automatically. Correct? That we are going to see probably in tomorrow's session when we hiring the employee, how system creating the user account and all practically we will see. As we all know, whenever hiring the employee, system will create the user account. So whenever the user account created team, the basic employee role will be by default assigned to that user. Why? Because employee at least should have access to his own records in the system. He should get access to me. An employee can able to perform his own personal transactions team. So this is the role. This is the role that is required in order to access this me functional area in the system. If you are hiring the employee in the managerial cadre team, along with the employee, line manager role also you have to assign. So we have a role by name line manager team. So if line manager role assigned to the user account, then this my team functional area will come. Take it as granted. If you are not assigning line manager role, this my team access, you won't get team. So any person in the system who is working in a managerial cadre, certain subordinates are working under him, then that line manager role will assign to him. So my team in the Fusion application will be getting only if your user account assigned with this role called a line manager. Then my client groups, if an employee hired in the system as a HR team, then these are the roles required team: human resource manager or human resource specialist. In order to access the my client groups functional area. Now, when I log in team as a HCM underscore IMPL, I can see my client groups. It means my account assigned with the roles human resource manager, human resource specialist. Then line manager also assigned. That is where my team. Then employee role also assigned. Then me coming. That is why. So these three functional areas will come depending upon these three roles, whatever assigned to the user team. Within my client groups, additionally, if you want to give access to payroll, then compensation, other aspects team, along with human resource manager and specialist, you should also assign that other roles. Like for compensation, we have compensation admin, compensation manager, then payroll admin, payroll manager. That you can improvise that team. But technically, in the application, if you want to access these self-services team, my team and my client group, these are the roles required team, right? So whenever we seeing the transactions in any module team, we have to see the transactions from all these three self-services. As an employee, what he can do, as a manager, what he can do, as a HR, what we can do. So to start with team, first of all, we will start with our HR admin self-service because in order to do any transactions, first of all, I required employee in the system, correct? So the employee hiring will be part of HR or admin self-service team. So to start with team, we will see first of all, how to hire an employee in the Fusion application team. When I say employee, it's not only employee team, all the four types of work relationships: employee, contingent worker, non-worker, pending worker, all of them we will see how to hire all these types of people. Once we hire the employees team, then we will see all the further transactions that what HR can perform, like transfer, promote, demote. Here in the sheet, I mentioned only 3 or 4, but we are going to discuss about 30 to 40 transactions team. Everything I have not listed here. One by one on the spot at the screen level, I will explain team. Okay. So to start with team, the end user transactions, I'm starting with HR admin self-service, and that too, how to hire an employee in the system, right? So how you can hire the employees in the system team? Once a HR login into the system, once HR login into the system, they will go to this my client groups, and then under my client groups team, you will have a sub-functional area called new person. So in order to hire an employee, we have to come to my client groups, new person, okay? And then you will land upon this page, new person team. And here we have, see, what do you want to do or manage? And we have couple of tasks: new person dashboard, hire an employee, add a contingent worker, add a pending worker, non-work. What are all these things? Come back to the sheet. When we talking about our employment model, go up. When we're talking about our employment models, I explained, right team, either it might be 2 tier or 3 tier. I explained you in Fusion system, we have total four types of work relationship. You can hire him as an employee, or you can hire him with the example of Kishore I told you. You can hire him as an employee, you can hire him as a contingent worker or pending worker or non-worker. So for four of the work relationships, we have four individual tasks available. So if you are hiring a full-time permanent employee, you are going to create an employee work relationship for that new person. Then team, we have to choose the task called hire an employee. Okay. If you are hiring a contingent worker, you are creating the contingent worker relationship team, then add a contingent worker, pending worker, non-worker. See, for four of the work relationships, we have team four individual tasks. Let us start with hiring of an employee record in the system. So come to new person and then go to hire an employee team. Okay. So this is the hiring screen in the Fusion application team. As a HR, if they want to hire the new employee, after the selection happened, recruitment done, we have to create the record in the system. Then hire an employee. We will be coming across couple of tabs team. First tab is identification tab, then person information tab, employment info, compensation. So every tab we have to capture certain information team. In identification page, employee basic details like employee, hire date, action, reason, legal employer, then personal details of the employee, NID details, these things we will capture. Then in next team, person information tab, you will capture the employee address, phone details, email details, then citizenship, passport, visa, marital status, all the details you will capture in the second tab. Then in the third tab, employees employment information. In this legal employer as an employee, in which assignment he is going to be working, like in which BU, in which department, in which job, location, grade, position, who is the manager, what is the payroll, what is the salary, all the details we have to capture team. So I will conclude the topic here for today. In next 2 minutes, I cannot complete. Almost 30-40 minutes required to explain everything. This one will take up freshly in the tomorrow's session team. So any questions as such in today's topic, online people?
Kumar,
Yeah, please. Can you please unmute and you can ask, please?
Hi Kumar, this is Krishna.
Yes, Krishna.
Yeah, one quick question. There, could you please go to assignment status? Assignment status.
I mean,
Not here.
configuration or
No, configuration.
configuration.
Not here. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to that screen. Or we'll check it out from here. Okay.
Open anything or create new. Just I want to check one thing. This is mandatory one or original status?
See, original status is not mandatory to give, but as such, you are creating it of a same nature. We usually suggest to keep the original status to link, but not mandatory to go with.
Even though if you not give, it will work, right?
It will work, yes.
Okay, that's
Kumar, I have just clarification for one thing. Yeah, actually, after configuring all the details based upon the client's requirement, should we also capture for the hiring also, like who's a new employee after hiring, everything we need to capture the details also, or HR will take care of that?
Yeah, we are responsible only for implementation, usually in the real time. Whatever I started from today, the transaction part, we will not do. The client side HR people, once we hand over the system, it's their work. But as an implementation consultant, we should know the system from both the sides, because when you will be in the initial phase of implementation, you might be loading the data where that or how are transactions being performed, that all to be known by us as well. Or even in the support projects when you are working, if some issue reported by the end user, this is not working, we should also familiar with all the transactional part. That is why we are seeing, but we won't do. This is the part
Okay.
that we usually will do.
Okay, fine, got it.
Yeah. And Jyoti,
Hi, good
yeah,
morning, Kumar. Yeah,
yeah,
so I have
Jyoti.
a question. When we were discussing assignment status, say for example, a person is working on two separate assignments in an
Hmm.
organization.
Hmm.
When he'll be hired, it will be with active payroll eligible status, and
Correct.
then he is given another assignment for
Correct.
which active no payroll status is there. So effectively, there will be two records for the same employee.
True.
Okay.
Two assignment
Okay.
records will be there for the same employee.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
Your understanding is correct. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey Kumar, when
Hi,
does
Darleen.
the cost centers come into picture actually?
Basically, it will come in the payroll module. When payroll is being implemented, the costing, you will be maintaining at different levels with respective to employee. Either you can record at department level or position level, person level, element level, like that. So employee part of which cost center, at which level you are enabling that, you can able to capture the costing accordingly. Cost centers are nothing but grouping of employees for the costing purpose, like a kind of virtual accounts you will maintain, and you will be grouping that these people will be costed into this cost center like that.
Okay. Again, they're different from departments and locations, etc. Right?
Yes, yes. I mean, these core HR topics we will be using when we implementing the payroll.
Okay. Thanks,
Yeah,
Kumar.
yeah. I
Hi
think,
Kumar, Swati this side.
yes,
Uh,
Swati.
I have one question regarding the roles. My
Mhm.
question is, we can give number of roles to any of the user, right?
We can give, yes.
Yeah, but when I was creating a one user in the system, I can see only around 8 to 9 roles, even though I was giving a number of roles, but it was only reflecting is 8 to 9 roles while saving the page.
I mean, you are doing it in the security console or where?
Yeah.
No, it's not like that. You have to scroll down the bar on the right hand, on the right side, right hand side. Go if you go to the user role section, scroll down the bar. Probably they were added, but in the UI directly you are seeing 4 or 5. But if you scroll down the bar, you can able to see all the roles what you assigned.
Okay, but I not saw it. Well, anyways, I'll try
Where you are
again.
working in the same environment, Dev 5.
No, the first environment when I
Okay,
have tried.
let me show you. Probably you are on this screen, right? Tools, security console. Then let's say I'm going to some user, or let's say create some user. You are referring here, right?
Yeah.
Here, what I'm trying to tell is, okay, rather than using the let me use existing one. Let's say I'm using some existing one. I'm telling that when you edit that, you will be seeing that, but you have a scrolling button. If you scroll down, you can able to see all the roles in that.
Okay, I'll try again, but this
See,
bar was not coming for me, but I will.
by
Yeah.
default on the screen, only I could able to see 6 or 7. See, if I scroll down my page, but here there is one more scroller. If you scroll it down, you can see more roles in that. Whatever added, see all the roles. Check it out.
Yeah, I'll check it again.
Yeah,
Yep.
if still you have, please share me the screenshot. I will revert back.
Yeah.
Okay. No
Yeah,
problem.
sure.
Yeah. Thank you, team. Let's
Thank you.
join back tomorrow and we'll continue.